something goes wrong. Suddenly, urgently wrong. And instead of running, instead of speaking up, instead of doing anything, your body simply, completely stops moving. Your thoughts stop too. You stand there motionless, while the moment demanding action just keeps unfolding, indifferent to your stillness right in front of you. Afterward, you replay it endlessly, wondering why you didn't move, didn't speak, didn't do anything at all, exactly when it apparently mattered most. You call it weakness, cowardice maybe, a failure of nerve at precisely the moment courage was supposedly required most from you. Other people seem to know instinctively what to do in a crisis. React, shout, move. And you're left wondering what's different about you. If you've ever frozen at the exact moment you needed to move, this video explains what your body was actually doing and why. Picture the moment. Something sudden happens. An accident, a conflict, a threat. Everyone around reacts instantly. You simply, completely don't. Your legs won't carry you forward. Your mouth won't form words. Your mind goes strangely, completely quiet, like static replacing every useful thought. Time seems to slow down, almost stretch, while you remain locked in place, watching the situation unfold without any ability to intervene. You can see everything happening with unusual clarity, every detail sharp and vivid. Yet somehow that clarity never once translates into movement. Later, people ask why you didn't do something. You genuinely don't have an answer, because in that moment, doing simply wasn't available. You've started avoiding situations that might trigger this, quietly terrified of freezing again, becoming the person who just stood there once more. Logically, this wasn't a choice, but some part of you still keeps score, still counts it as a personal failure. This isn't cowardice, and it isn't weakness. It's something considerably more automatic, and understanding it starts with understanding your nervous system's actual options. Psychologists describe this as the freeze response, a fourth survival option beyond fight or flight, activating when neither seems genuinely possible. Fight and flight both require enough time and enough certainty about what's happening. Freeze activates when the brain doesn't have either available. This response is ancient, shared across many species. Prey animals freeze constantly, since stillness can sometimes prevent a predator from noticing them. Your nervous system essentially calculated, instantly and unconsciously, that stillness offered better odds than any available action in that exact moment. This happens through a specific physiological process, the body's threat system briefly overriding movement itself, prioritizing survival over any visible response. It isn't something you consciously activate, and it definitely isn't something you can simply choose to override through willpower alone. This is why freezing often feels less like a decision and more like something that simply happened to you, entirely without permission, and it can happen in a fraction of a second, long before your conscious mind has even finished registering that something is wrong. Here's what actually happens inside your body during this response. The brain's threat detection center activates faster than conscious thought ever could. It sends a rapid assessment. Is this fightable, fleeable, or neither? When the answer is neither, the freeze circuit engages instead. Muscles can literally lock. Speech centers can genuinely go quiet. This isn't imagined. It's measurable, physical, involuntary nervous system activity. Heart rate can drop rather than spike. Blood flow can redirect, and the body can enter something close to a temporary protective shutdown. People with certain histories, repeated unpredictable threat, or situations where fighting or fleeing once made things measurably worse, freeze more easily. If reacting previously led to punishment, escalation, or danger, your system may have learned that stillness was actually the safer option. And here's something worth carrying forward because we'll return to it directly. Freezing reflects a highly sophisticated threat assessment system at work. As an adult, this can activate in situations that aren't life-threatening at all. Conflict, criticism, sudden change, anything resembling old danger. You may notice shame afterward, replaying the moment, wishing you'd acted differently, unaware the freeze wasn't actually within your control at all. Some people even freeze during good news or sudden attention because the nervous system doesn't always distinguish between types of overwhelming intensity. Consider the driver who freezes completely at a sudden near collision, hands locked on the wheel, unable to brake or swerve immediately. There's the person who goes completely silent during a sudden confrontation, later wishing desperately they'd said literally anything back. Notice the employee who freezes when publicly criticized, mind going blank exactly when a response seemed most urgently required. Watch for the friend who stands motionless during someone else's emergency, capable normally, but genuinely unable to move in that moment. There's the one who freezes during physical danger, later confused why their body didn't simply run like everyone assumes it should. Consider the person who goes blank during an argument, only thinking of the right words hours later alone, replaying everything. Notice the one who freezes specifically around a particular person's anger, body remembering a pattern from somewhere much earlier. Watch for the child, now grown, who still locks up completely.
I told you to
the
clean
instant
this up!
a raised voice fills the room unexpectedly. There's the person who freezes mid-sentence during a job interview, every rehearsed answer vanishing the moment real pressure actually arrives. And there's the quiet shame of judging your own frozen moments harshly, while easily forgiving anyone else's identical reaction instantly. There's a thread from earlier worth picking back up now. Freezing reflects a highly sophisticated threat assessment system, not personal failure. Your brain calculated in milliseconds that stillness offered genuinely better survival odds than any visible alternative in that instant. That calculation isn't stupid or weak, it's actually remarkably fast, remarkably accurate pattern recognition, operating faster than conscious thought ever manages. Prey animals that freeze correctly survive more often. Your ancient nervous system inherited that same intelligent, protective instinct completely intact. The problem isn't that this system exists. The problem is it sometimes activates in situations that aren't actually life-threatening anymore. Here's the reframe worth sitting with. You didn't fail to act. Your body made an instant, protective decision without consulting you first. That decision may not fit every current situation perfectly, but it was never evidence of weakness, cowardice, or personal failure at all. So what helps here? Learning to recognize freeze as it happens, gently naming it, rather than immediately judging yourself for it. It means practicing small movements afterward, shaking out hands, walking briefly, helping the nervous system complete its interrupted response. It means understanding that freezing once doesn't predict freezing always, and preparation genuinely can shift how your system responds. It means releasing the specific shame attached to stillness, recognizing it as protection, not proof of any personal inadequacy. This response kept earlier versions of you safe in moments beyond conscious control. It was intelligent, automatic, and genuinely protective because you never actually failed to act. Your nervous system simply chose stillness the same way it's designed to sometimes.